Hi, this is Jilly Bling. I have another project using Stippled Rose Bundle. So here it is. Fancy, fancy. Isn't that cool? So I saw this. I copied the layout from Susan Campfield. She made quite a few cards using this layout. And hers, depending on what stamp set you use and designer paper, there are all different kind of tones to this project. And I kind of fancied it up a bit. I'm thinking this would be great for a wedding card. Isn't that beautiful? So this is today's project. And this is project number 3 using Stippled Roses. And here's project number 1. And Vintage, project number 2. And all these are part of Avid Stampers. If you order the bundle through me between now and March 25th, I would love to send you the card kits for free. And I'll have all the details listed in the description of this YouTube video. So we'll be using Stippled Roses Bundle. Here's the dies. And then also Lasting Joy for the words. May the years ahead be filled with lasting joy. I think that's perfect for congratulations. And then just a little greeting. But any greetings you have at home will work just fine. Okay. So here are the products we'll use. The ribbon, and I'll tell you the paper cut sizes as we go through them. Then I'll hold up my little measurement sheet so you could take a picture of it, and I'll also put it in on my blog, and my blog is jillybling.com, so that they'll be in writing, and that will be a little bit easier to work with. Then you can come back to the video and make it right along with me, or if you really like it, get the bundle and I'll send you all of your pieces already cut. Okay, so here's a double bow. I love this ribbon. It's so perfect for weddings, or it came out holidays, like the Christmas catalog, and I think it's perfect for snowy scenes or Christmassy too. But isn't that beautiful? That is called Silver and White Sheer Ribbon, and it certainly is sheer. I'm glad that they carried it over. It's online. It's not exclusive. Well, I guess it is an online exclusive. Okay, so we're done with that. Tinsel Gems. I haven't used these near enough. And this is, they say Tinsel Gems 3-pack and 4-pack. This is the 3-pack. And look at those beautiful colors. And we're not really going to be using the fresh freesia, but because the flowers are colored in bubble bath and pinks, I think it's a kind of like a nice complement. So we'll use that at the end. Oh, online exclusive. This glimmer paper. It comes in a package of 3, and there's white, the green, and I think it's a pink, and it goes beautifully with the zinnia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Zinnia Sweet, which I was just working with. Look at that. Isn't that, well, cover up the card we're doing today. But isn't that beautiful, all those colors together? And this suite is an online exclusive, and we could get it starting in early March. So it is there for us now. Okay, so now we're into papers. Let me start telling you the sizes, and then we'll jump right in and make this project. And I have a little mask. The mask is used for right here. And we'll do that in just a minute. Okay, so base paper is 5.5 by 8.5. So let's fold this in half. And then fold over this bit right here. You can score it if you want to, but I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to pull out my score. Oh, we will use a score though. What did I put that on here? I'll write it on the little movement piece, because see how there's this little block right here? Making sure you can see it right there. Okay. Okay, so this is done. These pieces for the, they're 2 by 2, and that's just, I'll just call it shimmer. Shimmer leaves is 2 by 2, and we'll cut out 2 of these leaves, and that's for leaves up here, and then right down here. Okay, and then, see what else. This is for the words. And the words paper is, it depends on what, if you're going to use the congratulations, this paper is a little bit big, but that's just because it's a leftover piece I had. So just scrap. And this one is 1.5 by 5. So this is going to get congratulations in silver. So I use Versamark. I think this is the only thing that's embossed on here. Congratulations. Goes into silver powder. And I have room to stamp another one. Okay, so I'm going to heat set this. So putting the words on the card, this is a little tricky here. So if you were just to cut this out, and of course if you had a rectangle piece of paper, you know I'm going to trim this, because you can't leave it just like that. If you were to put this on here, it's just a little bit too chunky. It certainly does make a statement, but I found it a little bit better, or a little bit more delicate, to just hand cut it. And I'm just trying to keep an equal distance. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because when you look at the card, you just see the beautiful flower. Okay, so see how I'm just cutting with just a little bit of distance between the edge where the scissors are and the words. So I have this one done. And it's not cut perfect, even when I'm looking at it now. It's like, oh, I could maybe do a little better. But in the end, you really, you read the words, but you're looking more at the beautiful flower. Okay, so we have that done. And next is, this panel goes in here. So this is for stamping. Okay, let's start with the back. This back piece, which is right here. The bottom DSP, or okay, the bottom black, this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And the DSP for the bottom is 5 1/4 by 4. So we can attach those. And that's so pretty. Oh, that's from the lavender paper. I had so many choices, like what should I have for the background? And at first I was going with the, like, let me get a soft pink, but that kind of, when you have it in the solid color, the darker color, the leaf color, what does your eye see but the beautiful flower? If I had this in pink, your eye would be going, ooh, look at all the pink. There's a hint of pink here. We'll do that with a blending brush. Okay, so let me put this in. So all you demonstrators, who's going to Houston, or who's going to On Stage? Because some of you might be going to like Rotterdam or something like that. Carolyn jokes, she goes, oh, we should just go there. Lori goes, yeah, let's go there. Okay, so we have the bottom already done. This middle piece, and we have to put it on the little stand here in just a minute. These pieces are middle white is 4 5/8 by 3. The middle black is 4 3/4 by 3 1/8. We won't do that quite yet. This piece, 3 by 1 1/2, and I'm going to call this the stand. 3 by 1 1/2. And I know I have to, well, I could say where to score it, but it's just easier to fold it. So fold it in half. And then fold these pieces in right to the crease, maybe a little bit before the crease. So there's like a little path, a little gutter. I'll hold this up close here in just a minute. So if this is 3, I guess the scores would be at, if you wanted to score it, at 3/4, 1 1/2, and 2 1/4. So see how there's just a little bit of a gap? See how there's just a little gap in there? Just a little bit. Okay, we'll use this in a minute. Okay, so we have that done. Now for the front are these 3 pieces, and the top vellum is 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. The top white is 4 by 2 3/4. The top black is 4 1/8 by 2 7/8. So that's going to go right here. This one, vellum, gets textured. Oh, it's so fun to texture vellum. It's a little noisy. It kind of crinkles up a bit. Sometimes, if the embossing folder is a really deep embossing folder, it almost kind of cracks the vellum, but it's still beautiful. This one, like right there, I'm seeing little cracks in it, but it's just fine. Okay, and then these pieces are for here, here, and here, and that's this textured piece. And those are cut to 2 times texture, 2 by 5 1/4. So I'll texture these 2 with that same embossing folder, and I could stick these down. And you know what? Because there's so much texture on it, I'm going to use, maybe I should use tear tape, because it's with all the texture on it, and I'm going to be heavy on the glue. It makes it a little challenging to stick it down unless you take like a few extra efforts, like extra glue, or tear and tape, or maybe the Stampin' Seal Plus. I've got that right there. I'll put glue wherever it's flat. Okay, and that's going to go in here. I'm going to put it a little closer to this crease right here. Okay, same process. But the card is just so pretty. A little extra glue. It's going to be solid glue. It's going to be like a weapon. It'll be so strong. Okay. So, let's see, did we get through all the pieces? And this piece for stamping is 5 1/2 by 3 1/4. Mine is bigger because I didn't realize there'd be so much waste on it. So if you cut your paper to 5 1/2 by 3 1/4, you won't have waste. But because this is ready to go, I'll just use that. Okay, so these are the dimensions. And again, I'll put them on my blog. Okay, you could take a screenshot of it. This card equals those dimensions. It's a lot of pieces, huh? Okay. Here we go. Let's do the stamping, and I'm going to stamp in Memento just because I'll color it in with the blends. And I'll let you know, I have coloring for the front ready to roll. but we'll color the inside. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, and then there's a die to cut that out. And I have it here cut out and colored already. If you're like, wait a minute, how did you do that? Isn't that pretty? We'll do the flower on the inside, which follows the same, it's colored just the same as this is colored. And in the previous videos, in the one where I did the blue flowers, that one I go through coloring again too. Same idea. And the colors I'm going to use are, I have them right here. Petal Pink, or Bubble Bath, Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, and Lost Lagoon. So we'll do that in just a minute. So let's get to assembling this card. So on the front, let's put a hint of pink, Berry Burst, right on here. And that is for the color that's through this piece of vellum. So let me see how much ink I still have on here. Ooh, that might be enough. Isn't that convenient that it's enough? But this color goes a long way. It's kind of like Blackberry Bliss. Just a little bit of color and it just keeps going. Okay, so I didn't have to ink that. And the less ink that's on the brush, the softer your blending will be. Because see how it drifted up into here real soft? That's because there's not too much ink on here. Okay, that's good enough. And next is, this piece goes onto here. Oh, and I have a tip on attaching your vellum. So when you attach vellum, oof, doesn't that look good? Pink, black, and white. When you attach your vellum, if I were to put this around the perimeter, you would see the glue underneath here. It shows through the vellum. So that makes it a little bit challenging. So I would say, because the flowers are right over this whole area, put your adhesive there. But because this vellum has the texture on it, and it's so richly, deeply textured, it's probably best to use glue. And what I did on this card, which I covered up, so I'm giving you a, don't do what I did. I took my glue, flipped it over, and I went a whole bunch of it thinking, oh, it's going to be covered up, the flower. When I laid it down, right up through here, I could see my swooshes of glue, and it looked bad. I don't know, excuse me, if you could tell anymore. So just trust me, and when you put glue on this one, you'll go, that's what you're talking about. So if you can, and keep in mind that it's going to be so decorated, don't stress too much about it. But I know the flowers are going to go there, so I'm just going to put glue over here on this side, maybe, looking at the sample, maybe a little bit down here. And that will be enough to hold it on. And I kind of like it where the ends are flapping up a little bit. Okay, so when I put this down, I'm going to hold it up and you're going to go, oh, that's what you're talking about. And you know, some companies out on the internet, they do make vellum tape. But every time I've used it, it's like, well, you kind of see through, and there's ways to get around attaching something with it not showing. Okay, so yeah, it's bad. And then I was like, oh my gosh, pull it up. When you pull it up, oh, that's bad. Anyhow, we're good here. Okay, so here's the flowers. Those I'm going to put on with, at this point, a few dimensionals, just because I'm going to tuck in all kinds of other beautifulness around it. How about this one? I have the big flower up there. Should I change it around? I'll change it around. Okay, and That's the movement piece. This is going to go here. We need the words. I could put the words on. So the words, I'm going to put glue under this part and a dimensional under the C. Or I could stretch it out further, huh? Okay, I'll put a dimensional under the top part of the C with a mini right there. And this gets glue. Oh. So, hold on here. Big flower, little flower. And there is a break in the flowers right there. So I was thinking this, but I don't want it up that high. Okay, hold on. 2 dimensionals, I could get by with. Okay, have your big flower on top. It's just better. Okay, and now this one could go right where the flowers meet. I hear a little dog at the door. He's going to start knocking. Okay, so that's good. Now the bow. The bow goes on with a glue dot. But see, Tony is outside. Tony's like, that dog, the minute I turn around, he's coming and he's crying to you because he does this nose whistle. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And he's like, he comes right over to you and wants in. And you always let him in. He's supposed to be my road dog. He's supposed to be with me. He goes, don't let him in. I'm like, I can't help it. Oop, he's gone. Tony probably saw him and said, come on, it's a nice day out here. Okay, we're looking good. So this piece gets attached to the front. And I'll do it from right here. This will all get glue. All this here. It's a little bit less than half. But I'm going to be heavy on the glue just because there's that texture. I should make smiley faces. Smiley faces and hearts. You know this one's going to hang on good now. Okay, and I'm going to get it centered. I'm looking at each of the corners, trying to get it centered on there. I'll tell you, the first one, the sample, it's a little bit crooked. Don't tell anyone. Okay, how's that look? That looks good. Okay. Now it's time, probably should leave that open, for these beauties. Isn't that pretty? And this die is in the bundle. I mean, you could do a whole card with these. Pretty paper, few leaves, and this one comes with little flowers too. You could do the leaves a solid color and then the little flowers and the shimmery stuff. I like the shimmery stuff. I think it was originally supposed to come in 6 sheets, but it's only 3. Okay, so they're in there. Now I'm thinking about those dies. So if you did a card with the leaves that we just did, and then some of these just kind of randomly put in with the leaves, this is a pretty die too. This one I did for a different project. Mama says, why do I have this? But it's beautiful the way that it, and this is a shimmer paper or luster paper, which is a little bit challenging to punch out, but as you could see from here, it cut all the way through. I just want to show you how pretty this is. It might take too long. And that has nothing to do with this project. Ooh, but it could work, huh? Then it would go with those little dots we're going to put on because it's freesia. Okay, just a little bit of it, and then I'll put it up. Can you see how pretty that is and the detail in there? Yeah. Okay, let's see, where are we? Oh, putting these on. So I'll put a big one here. And I'm going to start out with just a little bit of glue. and then I'll go back and I'll put more glue when I put more dimensionals, just so I don't forget. I always seem to forget things. Okay, that's pretty. And now this one, when you go to tuck it in here, it's like, well, you don't see these bottom two leaves. Therefore, off with them. We'll use those in a minute. A little bit of glue. So last video, I coughed my head off. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, I shouldn't even put this out there. And Kathy was so kind. She sent me a message. Don't worry about the cough. It's okay. And I'm like, thank you. That's so sweet of her. Because I feel bad about it. I can't help it, but oh. Okay, so this piece here, I'm going to put the tail down that way and then pull these up. Look at that. That looks like a leaf in nature, right? Okay, and that one I put them up here. That's a good spot. Okay, because I kind of messed with the shape of that one, might have to hold it down for a minute. There, stick for just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, we'll have to put more glue on the leaves. But could trim this. So Tony is all thinking about, he got in the mail his package for his hip replacement. He's getting a hip replacement. And what's funny is when we went on vacation last year, we were walking down, we were on a cruise, and we were walking down the hallway, and I'm like, this probably isn't a good time to tell him. He is walking like all crooked, like crooked. And I took a video of him. I think it's like a 15-second video just because it was so obvious. I'm like, what's going on? And he does a lot of work and he doesn't complain about it. But I know that as much ibuprofen as he takes, his muscles hurt. Anyhow, he's like, I'm going to get my hip checked out. It's just killing me. And they're like, dude, you've got severe arthritis. Here, try these injections. And he tried the injections. They lasted maybe 2 days, which I have a feeling is just the medicine in them that kind of numbs them up. Anyhow, he's scheduled for May 20th. Things are going to be different in late May because he does so much and I don't do so much. He does so much. I'm going to do it all. I'm going to be gardening because he says he's going to put in a garden in early May. I'll be doing gardening and I'll be doing lawn mowing. I'm not going to do weed eating. He goes, no, I'll hire someone. But he keeps on joking about it. Oh, and then he's like, well, I'm going to have to wear like special clothes. I'm like, oh, okay. So yesterday he bought 3 athletic shorts with an elastic band. He goes, look how easy I can take these on and off. He goes, I'm going to wear that and t-shirts and my Crocs for like 3 months straight. I'm like, oh, okay. So his everything right now is all about this upcoming procedure in May. They said because you had the injections and he had one into his bursa and then he had one into his hip, 2 different ones like 10 days apart. They said you have to wait 90 days. So even if you wanted to get this taken care of sooner than later, you can't because you had that other injection. Okay. So next is the inside. The outside is all done. I just keep talking. Okay, that's all we're missing is the inside piece. Are you excited? Okay, so this piece here, I'm going to put liquid glue all over both of these panels, and these are the panels that are kind of flipping up. I'm going to put it all over these, put it into the card. And because one of these is going to touch the textured white panel, I'm heavy on the glue. Okay, so take this, open it up. This is going to go right about in the middle. And remember how we had that little gap? Put the gap lined up with the crease. And after it sticks just a little bit, maybe check it. Good. Good. Okay. Stick. Stick down. Okay, how about these guys just hang out right here. There. Stick down. Okay, and so for the inside, it is the flower colored and the words and then a blue pool party swoosh around it. Okay, so the words are, did I tell you what set this is from? Yeah, I told you. Lasting Joy. But any wedding words are good. Anything you have, or nothing. You could just write the most perfect greeting to your loved one. Oop. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, and then this little rose right here at the bottom with the leaves kind of going downward. Okay. So for coloring, you're like, do you really need that many colors? Maybe not, but it looks good. So I will do Berry Burst Dark, and I'll do it wherever the stamp says, hey, it's really dark right there. It's like that's a shadow. Not all of the edges, just where it says it's dark. Stampin' Up! Does all the work. They figure out where what color goes. Berry Burst. A little bit there, a little bit here. Then the next color is going to be Berry Burst Light. And at this point with the dark, I'm doing it wherever Stampin' Up! Has heavy detail on the image. Not everywhere. Like right there is a heavy spot. Okay, that's it. Now, Berry Burst Light is going to be like the inside part of each of the petals, where again there's maybe a heavy spot, but I didn't get it with the Berry Burst Dark. So any of the dots, the stippling that identify that as the edge of the petal. A bunch in here. Okay, so I think I've covered all the spots that identify this is a petal. Okay, now bubble bath. I love bubble bath. More of a shower person, but I love the color bubble bath. So Bubble Bath Dark is going to go everywhere except on the outer bit of the petal. And then, like right here, it's a really strong difference from one color to another. I'll just go over that seam of colors. But I'm leaving room for Bubble Bath Light to identify the edge of the petal. So that's enough room right there for bubble bath light. And this down here, it needs a little blending. So the next step is bubble bath light, then doing the pool party blending brush over the top. And I made a mask, and to make a mask, I took this same stamp, stamped it on a Post-it note, cut it out like really close to the line art, maybe even like right on top of the line art, just because I want that pool colored blending brush to get right up to the edges. Okay, so all that's left is pool or bath light. And bath light is going to fill in everything that's white. So let's go just along the edge. Everything, everything. So tonight we have the high school seniors are putting on a fundraiser, and it is a spaghetti dinner and bingo and dessert walk or dessert something, where you bid on a dessert, then you take it to your table and you share it with everyone at the table. So it makes everyone at the table like, here's $20. And the seniors, I'm not sure where they're going to go this year, but they have to raise a lot of money. They're going to be flying. I think they're going to Southern California, to Disney. Okay, flower done. Oh, we have leaves to do. Okay, pretty peacock, and the leaves are small, so it won't take too long. But that's going to be fun. Ooh, this is a brand new marker. That's nice. Ooh, look at that fine tip. Do they say what the tips are? Wow. I've never had one that's so sharp. That's like Sharpies. Sharpies, they all say Sharpie, industrial, permanent ink, but they call this a fine tip. It's like, oh, here we go, right here, fine point. That's not no fine point. Anyhow, getting on my soapbox. This is a fine point. This is nice. Doesn't look like it, but it's better than what Sharpie does. But I like Sharpies. I use Sharpie all the time. Did you know, Sharpie, if you write your name on something, or even if you have, like right there, adhesive, take your hand sanitizer, rub it over the top, and it'll make it be gone. So if you have a bag and you kind of wrote stuff on it, and you want it gone, but you wrote it in Sharpie so it would stay, you can make it gone with hand sanitizer. Or, I'm sure, a high percentage rubbing alcohol. Yeah, I clean my blocks like that all the time. After blocks have been, like, see how I have these all ready to go, and after they've been out for a little while, when everything comes back before the block goes into the drawer, I put hand sanitizer on it. During COVID, I told everyone, oh, I sanitize everything before it comes back into circulation. Like, you do? But I've been doing it all along, but that's just because it keeps them yucky. It takes the ink off, it takes the sticky, and how does adhesive and stuff get on them? I don't know, but it fixes it, makes them all pretty. 4 colors for 1 leaf. Yeah. So I was saying that at Houston on stage event, yeah, I'm not going to do swaps, but I'm going to do some using zinnia. Okay, we are done coloring. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I could smell it. I can already imagine how good it smells. Here's my mask. Okay, so the mask is going to go right over the flower. And then blending brush. Ooh, not memento. That would be something, huh? Have black behind it. Not what I'm going for, but now I'm kind of curious. How would that look? You'd have to have the right card, but that could be fun. Blending brush, so just swoosh. And swoosh. Ooh, stay put. Okay, it's getting blending brushed. Okay, you ready? So you're like, yeah, that's a little bit of color. But wait till you see the reveal. You ready? You ready? You ready? Okay, here we go. Look how bright that is. And yeah, there's a little bit of white because I didn't cut through there. I'll just make it less white. Over the leaves, I think the pool party, it's fine for the ink. I might need more ink. For the ink to mix, the pool party to mix with the Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. Because they're very similar. Okay, that's less obvious. Okay, we are almost there. We already decorated the front. We have our little stand in place. Okay. Let's see how that is. Oh. I did a whoops. Okay, that's good. So the whoops is, if I go to put this on, it's going to stick here. You probably knew that. You're probably like, what are you doing? So I'm going to put this onto here and take off. It's such a little margin that I don't have to take off very much. Just a little bit. Okay, that should do it. Okay, I'm going to recover. Okay, this goes right onto here. Look at that. Recovery. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so this piece gets put onto the stand right here. So I'm going to put glue all over there. I was thinking, should I use this? But I think glue, once it dries, I mean, that sets it. So, glue on the stand. And to put this in place, I'm just kind of guessing where it goes. I'm setting it right there on the stand. You can't really tell. And then because I used the glue, maybe that's a good reason to use glue. I'm going to close this up and check placement. Oh boy, that's off. See, if I used any other adhesive, I don't think I'd be able to scooch it like that. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Oh, it's fine on the inside. It probably could be a little bit closer to this wall, but I think it's fine right there. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, that's it for today's project. What do you think? I hope you love it as much as I do. Fun, fun, fun. And like Susan Campfield did, she did it with all different kinds of things. She did it with the Zany Zoo. You could do it with the zinnias. I mean, all different types. It doesn't have to be rich, elegant. It could be playful, perfect for like a kid's birthday. Could you imagine them getting this? Look what you did. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, that is it. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.